If humor disappeared tomorrow, humanity would lose something far more important than entertainment. In fact, there's a good chance we wouldn't even be the dominant species on Earth without it. That sounds insane. How could jokes possibly compete with fire, or weapons, or language itself? Yet one strange behavior, a behavior that produces absolutely nothing, may have helped humans conquer the planet, and almost nobody realizes why. Think about it. You're living 100,000 years ago. No internet, no movies, no phones, no memes. Every day is a struggle to stay alive. Food is scarce, predators are everywhere, and somehow, your brain still makes room for humor. Why would evolution allow that? Why spend energy laughing when survival is already hard enough? Imagine sitting around a campfire with your tribe. One hunter trips, falls face first into the dirt. Everyone bursts out laughing. Seems harmless. But here's the weird part. That moment may have been doing something incredibly important. Something that helped humans survive. Something that helped us build civilizations. Something that helped us conquer the planet. And no, it's not what most people think. Quick question. When was the last time you laughed with someone you didn't trust? Exactly. Here's where things get weird. Scientists have spent decades trying to explain humor, and one of the most popular explanations turns out to have a huge problem. A problem that completely changes the story. For years, many researchers thought humor was just a side effect, a happy accident, something our brains stumbled into. But then they noticed something strange. Humor is everywhere, not just in one culture, not just in one part of the world, everywhere. Humor is so universal that even people who don't share a language can still make each other laugh. And babies start laughing months before they can even speak. Think about that. Laughter appears before language, which raises a disturbing question. If laughter came first, then what was it originally for? Here's something crazy. Humans can recognize a fake laugh in less than a second. Your brain is constantly checking whether a laugh is genuine, even when you don't realize it. Which means humor wasn't random. It evolved, but not for the reason most people think. In fact, the real answer begins with one of the biggest problems our ancestors ever faced: trust. Because surviving wasn't just about fighting predators. It was about figuring out which humans were safe to be around. Imagine meeting a complete stranger 50,000 years ago. You don't know who they are. You don't know their intentions. They could be a friend, or they could kill you. Then one of them makes a joke. The other laughs. And suddenly, the tension drops. Researchers believe laughter may have acted as a social signal. A way of saying, "Well, I'm not a threat. I'm on your side." Humor may have been one of humanity's earliest trust-building tools. Think about this. Chimpanzees spend hours grooming each other to build social bonds. Humans can create a similar feeling in seconds, with a joke. And that's where things get even more interesting. As human groups grew larger, relationships became harder to maintain. A small tribe is easy. A village is harder. A society is nearly impossible. Unless you have a shortcut. Humor became that shortcut. A social glue. A fast way to strengthen connections between dozens, or even hundreds, of people at once. Every shared laugh reinforced the group, and stronger groups survived longer. But here's another mystery. Why do we laugh at specific things? What's the connection between a joke, a meme, and someone slipping on a banana peel? The answer lies in expectation. Your brain predicts what will happen next. Then reality does something unexpected. For a split second, your brain experiences an error. Then it realizes, wait, nobody's in danger. And that sudden release becomes laughter. Have you ever laughed at something and immediately wondered, why was that funny? That's your conscious mind trying to catch up with your ancient brain. And this may have created another advantage. Humor rewards pattern recognition. It rewards flexible thinking. It rewards seeing connections that other people miss. In other words, the same mental skills needed for good jokes are often useful for solving real-world problems, which means humor wasn't just entertaining. It may have been training, a mental workout disguised as fun. But there's one more theory, and it might be the most fascinating of all. What if humor wasn't just useful? What if it was attractive? What would impress you more? Someone lifting a heavy rock, or someone making an entire room laugh? For much of human history, the second answer may have mattered more. Creating a great joke is hard. You need timing, creativity, social awareness, intelligence. You need to understand what other people are thinking, and then surprise them. Some researchers believe humor became a way to display mental ability, like a peacock's tail. Except instead of showing off feathers, humans showed off intelligence through laughter, and that's why humor is still everywhere today. Memes, movies, stand-up group chats, late-night conversations. Every laugh activates systems that evolved long before civilization existed. Systems designed to build trust, strengthen relationships, and connect people. By the end of this video, you now understand why a perfectly timed joke may have been more valuable to our ancestors than physical strength, and why your sense of humor reveals something important about your brain. So why did humans evolve humor? Probably because laughter helped us do something no other species has mastered. Turn strangers into allies, turn groups into communities, and turn intelligence into cooperation. The most powerful tool humans ever created wasn't a weapon. It wasn't money. It wasn't even language. It may have been the ability to make another human laugh. Because the moment two people laugh together, their brains stop acting like strangers and start acting like a team. Think about that. Every joke you've ever told, every meme you've ever shared, every time you've laughed so hard you couldn't breathe, you weren't just having fun. You were using one of humanity's oldest survival tools. And that's pretty funny.